So I was just talking to a friend of mine, excuse me, who lives in Nebraska, and she was asking me some information about an FHA loan. Hey, this is Janet Glaude from Howard Hanna, and so just wanted to touch base real quick and talk about the mortgage rates and how the mortgage rates go down based on the Fed reserves, right? The Feds increase the rates to bring inflation down, and then they bring the rates back down to equalize the economy, right? There's not some magician that's pulling these rates out of their hat, right? The Fed reserves are intentional on them raising and lowering rates. And in essence, a lot of times we see the rate hike, right? We get all upset and everything like that. But it's always so relative, right? And I don't want to get off task because I don't have anything written down, but I want to talk about the mortgage rates, the drop below 7%, right? And we talked about the fluctuation of our economy and to control inflation. And usually what they try to do when they increase those rates is they're trying to bring down the house value, right? To bring down those home prices to give more of an equilibrium. But that's not happening. That's not happening because we are in a housing shortage. We still have a very low inventory. When we were locked down with COVID, so many things changed. Not just in the real estate market, but in our lives as a whole, right? And when you're getting that 2.75, that 3.25 interest rate, you're going to hold on to that interest rate. You're not going to sell and go buy another home unless you have to because of the raised rate. Now remember, every 0.5% a rate goes up is another $200 or $300 a month to you on your mortgage payment, depending on what your price point is. And so I wanted to share this graph with you real quick. See if I can get it to, there we go, to focus. And so mortgage rates drop below 7%. Now this is just in December 7th. I just got this new information here. And so nationally, 6.95. We know on a local level that we are in the mid-5s. Let's see if I can get this more focused. And I know, like I said, I was talking to my friend in Nebraska this morning, and she was telling me that her friend just locked in at 5.85 for a rate, and that was in Nebraska. And so always remember that these numbers are national averages based on the areas. And so know that locally we are in the 5s. And so I wanted to point that out. And so where do I see, based on national trends, things that I'm watching, charts like this, listening to so many podcasts of what national economists are saying about what's going to be happening? And 2024 is said to be it's going to be a really robust year. They're also stating that because of the housing crisis, our home values are continually rising. They're saying by 2027 that we're going to be risen from now another 3.72 or something like that. I'd have to go back to those stats and to double check that. But I can tell you just this year alone, they're projecting 1.38% of a price increase, depending on your area and the desirability of your home. So those are two things that you really need to pay attention to. Just because it's a seller's market, we still have to put our best foot forward. We still have to be aware of things that might negate our price, right? And things that will promote the price. That's why it's always so important to work with somebody that's working in the marketplace all the time. Somebody that is understanding where the rates are daily, where the desirability is from the buyer. And I can tell you, I haven't had very many buyers that have pulled back in 2023. I've still sold homes. People are still needing to buy. In fact, the buyers out there right now need to buy, and that's why we're still seeing a lot of multiple offer situations. So as the rates go down and the values go up, you want to buy as quick as you can. As soon as you're able to purchase, you're going to want to buy, because even though the rates are going down, our values are still going up. And seller, a lot of people I talk to You know, it's like, because anytime somebody knows I'm a realtor, right, they're immediately saying, oh, what do you think about the marketplace? Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And so I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that we are going to see a fantastic real estate market this year from 2024 now until 2027. I think we're still going to see a great seller's market. I don't think that we're going to be as top heavy with the seller as we have been in years past because we were in COVID. I see that our market has become more regulated, more of a pendulum, if I want to say, back and forth. More close to what we were in 2019 before the rug fell out from under us, you know? And we have to think about that. We are coming off of a pandemic that completely disrupted our entire lives, disrupted our economy, disrupted our livelihoods, disrupted our way of life. And so we have to have time for that to come back. And I feel like 2024 is that year. I think 2023 was that transition time for us to get through it. This was a very difficult year for not everyone in my business, but definitely for me. It was one of my worst years, very hard, doing a lot of work and not getting a lot of turn back from that, which is hard. And it makes you focus on hunkering down and working even harder, burning that midnight oil. And so I feel that realtors like myself that have honed in on the marketplace and have really hunkered down to provide information and knowledge to our friends and clients and family. Because knowledge at the end of the day, knowing how the market works, knowing how much your home is worth quarterly, right? Every 90 days, we have a fluctuation in market. It's important to know all these things, right? Your home is your biggest asset, and you need to know what that home is worth. If you have a home that you need to sell to move forward, let's talk about it. It's really important, really, to put your home on the market first, then go looking for a home. That way, you have somewhere to go, right? And so, as a seller, we have a little bit more power, right? Where we can maybe rent back or maybe prolong a closing date contingent on you finding your home of choice. But always first to list your home to sell it first. Secondly, as a buyer, it is still a competitive marketplace, and you need a professional that's really going to negotiate for you, that understands the ins and outs. Many times it's not just about the money to the seller. It's about terms. It's about your deposit. It's about your lend. It's about all kinds of things. You can omit inspections. You can increase inspection thresholds. You can pay closing costs to the seller. There's lots of things that you can do to make your offer more enticing other than money. And so the rates are going to be in the low 5s, high 4s is what they're predicting for 2024. And that's really good news which makes home ownership more affordable. Remember, every 0.5% a rate goes up increases your monthly payment by between $200 and $300 a month, depending on your price point. If you want to talk about the marketplace, how it's going to affect you and your family, whether you're buying or selling, please reach out to me. You can send me a DM on here. Quick. No pressure at all. As always, I'm your real estate resource. Please reach out to me if you ever have any questions. If you want to talk about the market, if you want to talk about the rates, if you want to talk about getting qualified and what that looks like, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. I can also schedule a pre-listing appointment. I call it like a strategy session, right? We want to sit down and see if right now is the time for you to move forward. Sometimes it's not about the value, right? It's about all those doors being opened, right? And not having those caveats that could get in our way of moving forward to the next chapter. At the end of the day, buying and selling real estate, one is the number one investment, your biggest asset, the most money you're going to spend, right? That appreciates over time. Of course, I rabbit trailed just now. Totally lost my train of thought. That happens all the time. Anyway, what was I just saying? Now that phone is ringing. It's not so much about the interest rates or how much you can get your home for. It's about if this is the perfect time for you to make a chapter change. Buying a home, selling a home are big chapter changes. I'm here to help you, to guide you, to give you the information that you need so you can make better decisions for you and your family. Please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, happy, 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 happy. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Happy 2024. I'll see you next year. Again, if you have any questions at all that's related to real estate, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help. Have a great one.